Hey guys, welcome back to Devil TV. It's time to get into the Sheriff Man United preview for the Europa League. Look, Leeds game has been cancelled, so that's 2 Premier League games gone. We're probably, what is it? It's beginning of October now. We're not going to see a Premier League game, and our next game is Man City in the league. So that's going to be a madness. But guys, let's see what happens there. In terms of this Europa League game, I mean, there's been talks and reports that apparently Wan-Bissaka, Van de Beek, and Rashford have not been seen in training yesterday. So I think with Rashford, what happened, I mean, there were people talking about how he was seen limping off after the last Premier League game. So with Rashford, that could be it. I mean, I was intrigued in this past week after we lost to Sociedad to see what team Ten Hag would play, because without Premier League football, there's no rotation. Now is you play your strongest team. You have to play your strongest team because you can't keep your players sidelined. And look, pretty much what I think he's going to do is he's going to start off with a strong team, and depending on the result, he's gonna put in some players that haven't played or who need minutes in the last half an hour of the game. I think it's gonna be a game like that, just a regular Europa League game. But he's gonna start off the team very strong from the beginning, I would say. Look, in terms of the lineup, with no Rashford, I mean, Ronaldo has to start, and no Martial either. So we have to see what happens. But in terms of this game, Sheriff beat Real Madrid. They beat the other team in our group as well. I forgot their name, but they beat them 3-0. Comfortable win. Sheriff is going to be an interesting game for us because it's away from home. I wonder about the conditions of the pitch. I wonder about all of that, and it's going to be different for Man United. So I'm excited to see the game. In terms of the lineup, what do I think Ten Hag is going to go with? I think he's going to play De Gea in goal. I think he's going to go with a very strong back four that we've been playing in the league. I think he's going to go Malacia, Martinez, Varane, and Delo. And I think he's going to go with, look, is he going to start Casemiro? I'm not really sure. I don't know. I thought he was decent against Sociedad, but I did think, that he needs to be warmed up, Casemiro. He does need to start more games. So there's still a chance that can happen. But personally, I think he's going to go with the same midfield we've seen in the league. Eriksen, McTominay and Bruno. And I think he's going to go Ronaldo, Sancho and Antony. And I'd love that front three. I would love to see Ronaldo get some more service. And with that midfield, you do get a bit more creativity for our attacking players. You do get more of a... Look, you won't get Fred as a number 10. You'll get Bruno as a number 10. You've got Eriksen as more of the box-to-box player. And then you have McTominay. Look, at the end of the day, Eriksen is playing more as a deep-lying playmaker, as more as the CDM. Whereas McTominay is more of the box-to-box. But, Eriksen can do everything. He's a very dynamic midfielder, as we've seen so far this season. So we'll see what happens. But if Casemiro plays, I'd love to see Eriksen and Bruno. You got more of someone who can protect the back four. And look, I expect high possession in this game. It's going to be one of those games where we need to get a lot of possession and we need to score goals. And this is the perfect game for Ronaldo to get a couple of goals. And we've got international break. We've got the World Cup in just under 2 months. And we really need some of our players to really... October's going to be crazy. October, we've got games every 3-4 days non-stop. And... with the Leeds game being postponed and the Crystal Palace game being postponed, I don't know how the hell they're going to fit in that game, in those two games, but I guess we'll have to be somewhere down the line after New Year's maybe. But in terms of October, I mean, rotation is vital in October. Rotation is vital. This is just a good opportunity for some of these players who haven't had any minutes to get some game time. But then again, we need to win this game because we lost to Sociedad. So I think that's the team he'll go with. With Van de Beek not being available as well, I mean, it's a shame. I would have loved to see Van de Beek in the Europa League, but really now, without the Premier League, all of these players should be fresh, and they are fresh because they've been training, and it's enough rest. And now, I think he's just going to go with his strongest team. He's going to be like, put the strongest team out there, let's score some goals, let's win this comfortably, away from home. It's going to be a tough game. I don't think it's going to be an easy game, but I think it's a game where we might struggle to break them down, but that's why you need players who are good in possession and who can get those passes in between the lines, like Eriksen, and... creative players who are good on the ball. If you're playing players who are like a Fred or a Rashford in this game, I don't think it would work. I would have wanted to go Ronaldo in this game anyway up top. I think Rashford in this game with a Langa or whatever, I don't think it works very well because you're playing against a deep block and you need players to, you need to slap up their defence. You really need to get those passes in between the lines. You need some good creative players on the ball who are not going to lose the ball easily, like Fred. Like Rashford, you need players who are good on the ball, and that's been lacking. You saw that lacking in the Sociedad game. How many times did Fred get the ball and then he tries to put in a pass into Ronaldo and it gets intercepted or blocked? It's ridiculous how bad he was in the number 10 position, Fred, and he's already suspect in a deeper position anyway. His passing's not good enough. He's not mobile enough, and that's it. So you need players who are good on the ball, who are good technical players, and that's why I need Sancho, Eriksen, Bruno, Anthony as well. So that's it. This is a good game for us. They're going to sit in a deep block. We really need to break them down. We need to break down their defense. We need to slap them up. Like, it's not even a joke now. We need to slap them up because we've lost to Sociedad now. Yes, Europa League, but we should have been a draw that game, okay? But we didn't play very well. Against Sheriff, we need to do business against Sheriff, and then that's it. In terms of some of these players, I think our back four have been very good, so there's nothing to worry about there. The midfield, there's still there's uncertainty in the midfield. I think Casemiro still needs more game time. In terms of the right balance in the team right now, really the best players in form are McTominay, Eriksen, and Bruno. So he really could go with that midfield. And then, Casemiro. The thing is, Casemiro needs game time anyway. So without Premier League football and then we've got international break, it's so annoying because look, October we're stacked. We're stacked. November before the World Cup we're still stacked as well. But October games every 3-4 days, and rotation will be key. And this is why October will be very good for us because Ten Hag will rotate. He'll rotate, and you'll get most of these players playing football. No one will be sitting on the bench for 3-4 games in a row. No. Rotation, some players will play one game, some players will play another, but rotation will be key. And honestly, this Sheriff game is a perfect opportunity for us. It's a perfect opportunity for us. And I keep seeing people saying Ronaldo's finished, Sancho's is a flop. I keep saying things about Sancho. Sancho started off really well. He scored a goal, got an assist here and there. For me, the problem with Sancho and Ronaldo, who I think are the players who really right now are kind of struggling in this system, is, look, people keep saying some players don't suit Ten Hag's system. What do you mean? We're not playing Ten Hag's system. We're not playing possession-based football. Look how much possession we've had against the teams we've played so far this season. We've had lower than 50% possession for some of them, and where we should be having more. Really, we need to learn to be more efficient on the ball, and we need to keep possession. But again, it depends on who Ten Hag plays. You put Fred and McTominay in midfield. You put Rashford, Elanga on the ball. You're going to lose possession a lot of the time. These are direct players on the wing, or if Rashford plays up top, who are not very good. Rashford's hold-up play is not good enough. And look, that's why you need him on the wing. Even if you have a lot of possession, even Rashford on the left is not the best player to have anywhere in the front three. He's really not. The best players to have is Sancho and Anthony, because they're better on the ball. They know how to keep the ball, and they don't lose it that often. They don't. Rashford loses it a lot of the time because he's trying to use his pace. Even if you're playing counter-attacking or if you're doing possession-based football, he's going to try and take on a defender, which is not a bad thing, but he's a bit more predictable, isn't he, Rashford, nowadays? He needs to make his game a bit more unpredictable. Same thing with Elanga. They need to make themselves more unpredictable, and they need to develop some parts of their game in terms of movement in the box. And same thing with Rashford. He needs to get better in the air. He needs to be, that's his strongest attribute is his 1v1s and his pace. But he should really develop his game in terms of his aerial ability, and he needs to develop that part of his game, because that's what Ronaldo has. Ronaldo might not be the best dribbler in comparison to before, but what he does have is the aerial ability. He's got a fantastic shot on him, and that's it. So guys, let me know what you think about this game. I'm excited to see what we do against Sheriff, and I think we'll beat them 3-0. Really, I think we'll beat them 3-0. I don't expect us to concede, especially if we play that strong back four. Guys, let me know what you think. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.